So I was eating some DoorDash Taco Bell, chilling on the couch, watching some YouTube as I usually do to relax when I'm not playing games. I told myself I was done making videos tonight after emailing back and forth with companies and editing videos for about 6 hours, but then I saw a bunch of articles start popping up and a bunch of videos about the Elite 3 controller. You know, the Elite Series 2, its imminent predecessor that we all know is eventually coming out. However, all these articles and videos are making it seem as if there has been a substantial leak, and there has not been. As the controller captain of YouTube, it is my distinct duty to not do my hair, which looks like a mop right now, but to drag my ass back in this room, fire up the lights, warm up the Shure SM7B, grease up the lens, and talk about the Elite 3 controller. This is your controller captain. We've reached 6,900 feet. Go ahead and start flicking the sticks and mollywopping the back paddles. You don't like back paddles? How about those rear buttons? We've tested almost 100 custom and premium controllers, and we're only at the beginning. You need a thumbstick guide or tutorial on how to overclock your controller? Check out the controller playlist.
Bing bong.
Controller captain out. So first of all, it is inevitable, it is indubitably so that Microsoft is going to release an Elite 3 controller. It's not a question of if, but when. Most likely, it is going to be in Q3 or quarter 3 of 2023. So the end of 2023. It might come a little bit earlier, but there has been no substantial updates, leaks, or announcements around the Elite 3. Taco Bell was making a comeback on me. My esophagus is on fire right now. Gee, this is just... Oh. God, I might have to throw a hat on or something. There we go. Now we're cooking with that grease. Got the Control Freak trucker cap on. Yee-hoo! We are still well over a year out from the launch of the Elite 3. I would be shocked and not appalled, but I'd be shocked if it were to release earlier than that. So I just went in the living room to the controller wall and grabbed these bad boys here. This is an Elite Series 1 Gears of War edition, and this is an Elite Series 2, which if you've been around the channel a while, you've seen both of these controllers showcased. This one was even customized with some scuff aftermarket components. Now on the Elite Series 3, I doubt they are going to do any revisions or changes to the rear paddle system. Yes, it was updated or changed from the Series 1. However, the Series 2 paddles are damned near perfect. They feel fantastic. The switches that actuate are great. There's a good resistance. You don't accidentally actuate them unless you are incredibly heavy-handed. They are magnetized and pop in and out incredibly easy. I don't foresee them doing anything with the three-way trigger stops whatsoever. What they will be doing is adding a share button to the center, as the Series S and X now have share buttons on the standard controllers. So that goes right here where the profile change button is for the 3 onboard profiles. So they will either have 2 of these buttons on top of each other, or this will have to go to the bottom or something. They're going to have a share button for sure. I do foresee them doing something with the thumbsticks, perhaps sourcing their modules from somewhere other than Alps, because they have notoriously bad quality control. There's a class action lawsuit against Sony for the DualSense controller and Nintendo for the Joy-Cons that both source their thumbsticks from Alps. Microsoft too. So most likely they're going to try and do something quality control wise with the thumbsticks. At least I would hope so. Also, the Elite 2 does have adjustable tension in the thumbsticks, which is the only controller I've tested that has that feature. You have a little tool where you can adjust the thumbstick tension. There are custom controller companies out there such as Evil and Battle Beaver where you can order increased thumbstick tension. However, those aren't adjustable. As we're with the Elite, I have my left analog stick, which is for walking, for movement, at its loosest possible setting, and the right analog stick with the highest included thumbstick and level 3 resistance, which is the most strength or resistance, and it feels fantastic. So they're going to add a share button. This already has USB-C. This already has an internal battery. This already has a carrying case that charges like a dock if you want to do that. I don't really foresee them doing a whole hell of a lot besides maybe adding a couple of colorways or themes such as white and gray, maybe making a couple of unique designs that are exclusive to their IPs or games, such as, well, we've already got the Halo themed Elite Series 2, but maybe a Gears of War one, or maybe a Forza one. Hand grips, probably still going to be rubberized. D-pad, most likely still going to come with 2 options, this wheel and then also a 4-point D-pad. Is the quality control going to be better? That has to be seen. Quality control on the Elite Series 1 and 2 is very hit and miss. There is a ton of complaints of quality control issues when it comes to sticking face buttons, broken bumpers, and stick drift. However, you have to look at it from this angle. The Elite Series 2 has sold more than virtually any other premium or custom controller. They've sold more units. Why? Because it is a licensed Microsoft controller. PlayStation hasn't made a premium PlayStation controller for the PS3, 4, 5. You have to go to the third party or aftermarket. to buy non-OEM controllers. This is a licensed controller. This was marketed very heavily from Microsoft. And this is sold in virtually every store, in Best Buys, Walmarts, any place where electronic goods are sold. You're going to see the Xbox consoles and games and a bunch of these controllers in boxes. So yes, there is going to be a lot of complaints because a lot of people have purchased this controller. I just recently reviewed the SteelSeries Stratus Duo, and I pointed out that there's no real complaints of quality control, but that's because they've probably only sold a couple thousand units, as where a few 100,000 units of Elite Series 2s have been sold. So yes, statistically, you're going to have more people with issues because a lot of these controllers are in circulation. Now, I have heard some controller reviewers, even ones that I greatly respect, say that there is no difference in quality control between the Elite 1 and 2. That is simply incorrect. I have disassembled both of these controllers. The bumpers are a completely different design, and obviously the thumbsticks are different as they do have that adjustable tension, and it does appear as if the actual modules are different. It's not like they use the same modules from the Elite 1 and then put on some type of a tightening mechanism. They're different thumbsticks. Also, they're using a different rubber compound for these grips that is less likely to peel or fray over time. As for face buttons, they are identical. In fact, they're the same face buttons you'll get in a standard Xbox One or Series controller. Actually, a slight note or correction to that, this is a custom Series S controller I call Whiteout or Blizzard that we did build on the channel here. And as you can see, I use some extreme rate buttons that are meant for Xbox One, and they're actually a little bit too shallow. They don't stick out from the shell as they're supposed to, so it's kind of hard to cleanly hit these face buttons. As you can see, or hopefully you can, the buttons for the Series S and X controllers are actually slightly longer by a couple of millimeters, which is weird. However, the Elite 2 came out during the Xbox One's life cycle, so those are still going to be the short buttons. So keep in mind, if you try and buy some Series S or X buttons on Amazon from a company like Extreme Rate that sells custom parts and accessories, they're a different length in millimeters. So yes, those are gonna have some issues eventually. Stick drift is almost an inevitability on any controller unless they are using some kind of a Hall effect magnetic sensor, which hardly anybody does. They usually go with carbon composite thumbsticks that have a little layer of carbon that gets scraped off every time you move the thumbstick. By the way, I'm not defending these controllers whatsoever. I just want to clear the air and get some facts out there in the world. But like I mentioned, it is hit and miss. I never had any issues with quality control on my Elite Series 1, the one that I customized on the channel called Kingslayer that was white and gold. I've had no issues with this one. Granted, I barely play with this one because I try and keep it in minty condition, as this is a relatively rare and valuable controller. As for the Elite Series 2, I have logged hundreds of hours, as you can see how gross those grips are, in this controller. I've had a lot of stick time flicking the sticks and slapping the paddles on this bad boy, and I have had zero issues. It doesn't have stick drift, it has no stuck face buttons, it hasn't disintegrated in my hand, and I'm not saying that the people that are having issues with quality control and having broken controllers are mistreating their shit, but a lot of times, if you are somebody that takes good care of your controllers, when I'm done playing with this, I put it on the wall on its display, or I put it in its carrying case to keep dust, debris, pet hair, skin dander, etc. from getting inside the thumbstick modules. I haven't had to take this apart and clean it or anything like that. I've had this for about 8 months and I play with it a lot. This is one of my go-to controllers for Xbox. That and the Scuff Instinct Pro. Oh, and Hex Gaming's controller too. I use that a lot as well. As for aim, I love their PS4 and 5 controllers and their gaming mice, but I think they need a little bit of work, a couple of revisions or updates for their Xbox controller. I did point out all my complaints during the review of that controller. I am honestly hopeful that Microsoft does increase the quality control or run a tighter ship during the QC process with the Elite Series 3, but facts are they probably won't. And facts are people are going to buy the controllers anyway. You see the same people complaining about the issues with the Elite 1 and 2, saying in the comment section and Reddit forums and threads that they bought 5 or 6 of these controllers. If you're having that much issue with that controller, the market is saturated, ripe with premium and custom controllers. If you're having issues with a specific manufacturer, at that point, it's like an abusive relationship. Just get out. Just get the hell on out. Grab the kids and run. And go to AIM, Scuff, Battle Beaver, Razer, Nacon Revolution, Astro C40. There's dozens of controllers out there. You don't need to buy a controller that keeps shitting out on you. But like I've mentioned, me personally, I've owned several Elite controllers, 1 and 2 series, and I've had no issues. So it is hit and miss. Luckily, miss for me. They're missing me with the bullshit. bullshit. But I just wanted to make this quick video, not really a rant or anything, but I was kind of just chilling, and then now I'm not chilling. Now I'm making a video because people are up in arms about, oh, well, I've got the release date for the Series 3, and I know all the features that it's going to have. No, you don't, because Microsoft hasn't announced it, and there's no substantial real leaks as of now. I say real leaks because a lot of times in the video game community and industry, we get leaks about games that are dead on. Like, it literally gives us the news well before it's officially announced by the manufacturer or developer. I want to hear your thoughts on the Elite 1, 2, and potential 3. Drop them in the comment section below. Have you owned Elite controllers? Do you own them now? Has it broken on you? If it did, how was the customer support experience with Microsoft? I genuinely do want to know. This is how I learn more about controllers from my community. This is your controller captain signing out. If you enjoyed the video, liking it helps it to get seen by more gamers. This information will reach and assist them as well, which in turn helps me grow this little channel, which I do greatly appreciate. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover news in the gaming community and industry, tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing, as well as honest gaming product reviews, keyboards, mice, headsets, controllers, mics, chairs, etc. There are some hefty exclusive discount codes found only in the description of my videos and only for the audience here at Gamer Heaven. Check out Into the AM for some of the sickest looking and most comfortable cloth to ever grace my gaming giblets. If you don't want to be scorching your corneas with harmful blue light, check out Gamer Advantage, the only blue light glasses on the market that look sexy and actually work. If you're looking for a custom controller that'll blow the competition's tits back, AIM definitively has the best bang for buck or price to performance when it comes to Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch controllers. Nope, they don't do Switch, but they do gaming mice. I said doo-doo. I have links to all my other platforms and socials in the description below. If you need a quick laugh or blast of gamer adrenaline, check my short form videos out at TikTok. To get in touch with myself and the Stallions and Stallionettes of Gamer Heaven, join the community Discord, and check me out at twitch.tv where I go live every other leap year on a blue moon if it falls into an odd calendar number and my pH balance is on point. Just kidding. Starting June, I'm going to be live streaming a lot. Thanks for watching. This has been AK40 Kevin hosting Gamer Heaven, and I'll see you tomorrow because I upload daily. All the time. 60% of the time. Sometimes. Most of the time. Peace.